Hey guys, welcome back to the Festival Insider Podcast. I'm Emma Capotis.
And I'm Michael Julian.
What's up, you guys? Happy Tuesday. Welcome back to another episode. Happy July by the time this comes out. We're super excited for our next upcoming episodes and today's interview in particular. But MJ, looking forward to this month. What do you have
How's it
coming
July
up?
already? I don't
I
understand.
know. It's already here. What do you have coming up this month?
Oh my God. Everything sold out, and a new date was added. I mean, Black Coffee is playing on Monday. Alvaro is going to sell out in a couple of days. All our
Mm-hmm.
main shows are basically sold out and added more dates, and they sold out. And obviously, people can't wait to party, and neither
Mm-hmm.
can I. I'm just trying to see how I can clone myself, but we'll see.
We're back. New York is back. All the cities are open. It's super exciting to see like the energy back and everything like that and have these first few shows. And yeah, we're excited for Elro as well. Okay, today we have a really special guest. We have Elena Cruz, who's somebody I followed for a really long time online. She shared her shuffling journey from like 2015 until now and is like a pioneer, honestly, for this type of dancing and just making a whole persona out of this. MJ, do you remember when you first met Elena or what your introduction was to her?
I don't remember when because I have no sense of time ever, or capacity or length or anything like that with metrics. It was some years ago, but I remember that she was very shy, always smiling. That's what I love about Elena, and she knows that. She always smiles and gives out this, really radiates this positive energy, to everyone around her. And I remember her being on the shy side, and it was, I guess, a conversation where she asked, or somebody asked for her if she can dance on the stage or right before the stage. And I was like, yes,
Yeah.
and I'm a big supporter of what she's been doing. She's been working her ass off. She always works, it seems like. And so I'm happy for her success. It seems like from the business perspective, this has now become a business for her, which is
Mhm.
great. She deserves it. And she's been leading that community and inspiring people to dance, and that's good for everyone. And
Mhm.
I'm very happy to have her on a podcast, and I'm always gonna be in her corner, as she knows, and we'll always be here for her. So let's bring her out.
Yeah, I was super excited to chat with her as well. I think she's amazing. And when you think of shuffling, I think a lot of people look up to her or were inspired to start dancing because of her. So, yeah, we're going to hear a little bit more about her story and what she's been up to. So, please join us in welcoming Elena to the podcast. Well, we're so excited to have you here today. I can't wait to just dive right in. You guys, we have Elena Cruz here, is an incredible dancer. So today we just want to share your story and hear how everything got started and what you're up to now. And I had to mention over a year ago, is January 2020, I got to take one of your in-person classes in the city, which
Oh
was
my God,
so
I
much
forgot. I
fun.
remember that. I do. Yes.
It was awesome. And then, yeah, obviously, like the world went into lockdown. But yeah, we want to chat about all that stuff with you today. But can you take us back to like the very beginning and tell us a little bit about yourself and then how you first discovered shuffling, if you remember what that first entryway was for you?
Okay, so for my brother's 10 years older than me, he used to always send me house songs like on CDs that I would play in my car when I was like, I don't know, 15, 16. And so I was always into the music, but I didn't get to go to my first music festival until I was 21, and I went to Ultra 2015 for the first time. And it was unbelievable to be
Mhm.
my first music festival experience. And so at like Miami Music Week, there's space and all of that. So I remember I went to a show previously during that week, and on the terrace upstairs, I saw these two people just mirroring each other, going back and forth, shuffling next to each other. And I was just blown away. I was like, what is this dance? I've never seen anything like this before. I need to learn this. And then I went to Ultra and I saw more people shuffling and cutting shapes. And it just really inspired me to then make myself go and do that, because I mean, I've always loved this music, and it like it just helps you express yourself with the music. So you
Mhm.
can really just get lost and create while you're like jamming out to your favorite songs and feeling all the energy around you. So that is what got me into learning. And then from that moment on, my next festival from there was Sunset Music Festival, which is in May. So from March to May, I was like, I need to learn like 3 moves or something. So I went on YouTube. My boyfriend at the time was also like, okay, sure, like let's do this together. So him and I would like put it on YouTube and just keep practicing. I was not that good, but it was like pushing through like all those awkward phases because I was also never a dancer. So there's a bit of a learning curve because
Mhm.
all of a sudden I'm like, I want to dance.
Yeah.
um, so then from there, I just kept like, I would go in my garage. Like, if you go back on my Instagram way back, the garage videos were always like a big deal. So I would always share those like 15 seconds because that was before Instagram um, would let you share like a minute long
Mhm.
videos, or now we have IGTV, which can be like 15 minutes. So I would just share with my friends, like, look at what I'm learning and all of that. And that also like pumped me up some as well. And that's kind of how I started.
Wow. I
Sounds like
can't
you
believe you didn't have
found
a
your calling.
background. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, I wish I knew I loved to dance so much earlier, but I'm always like, it's never too late, you know. It just, you always have to like take that time to like learn yourself and see what really speaks to you. And I
Mhm.
mean, I'm very, very grateful that I even found that I enjoy doing this.
Mhm. That's amazing. And at the time, I mean, 2015, obviously YouTube is still pretty big, but were there a lot of shuffling videos for you to learn, or what was that like?
Not necessarily. There were a couple girls from California that I found on Instagram that would always just share their videos. So I would watch their videos a lot on repeat just to try and learn from. But I mean, there would be like a Running Man tutorial that I found, or like a T-step. But then that was pretty much it. I would have to search like footwork videos to try and get like more things.
Mhm.
But there was no one at the time teaching, and it was more like you had to find friends that were into it as well that could share their knowledge with you,
Mhm.
pretty
And
much.
right, right. That
Yeah,
makes sense. How much were you dancing at that time to practice?
like every day I was working and going to school, so whatever time I had in between, whether it's like 15 minutes, an hour, I would just take that time beforehand to just go in the garage and just practice.
Mhm. Wow. I mean, you have to, I guess, right? To like be
Yeah.
able to, that's what everybody says. And even the progression alone on social media is interesting that you pointed out because, yeah, it used to just be really short form video. And now there's so much more you can do with the platform and you can share so much of your journey. But how did you eventually go from, okay, we're going to a couple festivals, we're dancing a little bit, to now just like crazy growth on social media and it's like a career for you? Like, talk about those few years leading up.
Okay, so I would say towards the end of 2015, so it's probably like December time. iHeart Raves actually sent me a pair of light up shoes that were from Electric Styles. I don't believe Electric Styles is around anymore. Um, but I was so stoked to get these light up shoes because it just like made, dancing, shuffling like look even cooler.
Mhm. Yeah.
Like your feet are lit up. And I did this video in my living room. Just, I mean, like you can see like the rugs rolled up to the side to make more room and like a dog bed. And just like it's not necessarily very pretty or anything. And this video ended up going viral, and it got like 38 million views. And then I remember I was working serving one night. It was like a Wednesday, and everyone that I was working with was like, hey Elena, have you seen like what's going on? Like people are like seeing it on like Reddit and Facebook, and just everyone sharing it all around. And I was like, no. And I checked my phone, and it's just like blowing up with notifications. Because at the time I didn't have my notifications turned off. I was like, I don't know, you know what I mean? Like
Right.
it was, my battery on my phone was like draining from
That is
how much it would
crazy.
light up. And so then that next morning, I woke up to an email from a bunch of different like monetizing companies to monetize my video, which that was like unbelievable to me. I'm like, what do you mean you want to like monetize my video? Like, what does that mean?
Right.
So that was like the first thing to that. And then afterwards, the light up shoe company, Electric Styles, and then there was another one, I believe it was Hover Kicks at the time. Both of them reached out to pretty much sponsor me because I guess they saw such an uprising in sales from people wanting light up shoes. And that was like my first brand partnership. I ended up doing it with Electric Styles. And that's when I remember like talking with my mom, and I'm like, okay, so I live at home still. You know, I don't have like that many responsibilities. Do I go all in and see where this can take me?
Mm-hmm.
And that was my changing point. And there was definitely like low points. Like you don't always get jobs, especially like when you're like new and just like figuring out how all of this works.
Mm-hmm.
But I had my family there. So if anything bad were to happen, like I obviously didn't have like rent that I needed to pay. Otherwise, I probably would have like gone the other way. So I'm very grateful for my family being there and also just cheering me on through this whole journey. And then after that, I remember I did this music video with Justin Blau, and that also just kind of helped shift my life into a whole other realm and just getting more exposure. And all of those things were maybe in like a 3-month time span. And then from there, just kept compiling on.
Wow.
Since then. So that was, I would say 2016 until now.
That is great. And it's interesting too, because at the time, obviously shuffling has been around and like cutting shapes for a really long time. But even now, I think with social media, it's grown into something even crazier, and you have TikTok and a lot more people are doing it. But at that time, do you feel like that was still something relatively new for brands to kind of like start working with shufflers?
I do. And I think the one part that I think I added to this dance style is just showing people that it can just be very like light and free. I think it like showed other girls that they can also do this too. Cause I feel like I always saw a lot of guys doing it before, but now I think that it's very equal now. And the girls are also getting in there and doing the shuffle circles and the whole thing. So, and I also do believe like, I don't think mainstream wise, like for these companies, they necessarily saw it before. And then when it started getting put out more on social media, they're like, oh, this is such a fun dance. Like everyone's so happy and, you know.
And then it grew from there. It's so crazy to see the evolution of all of this, because I'm totally right there with you. Like the glow up shoes were the coolest fucking thing at the time. They were so awesome. It's such a big transition. And like, what does a day in your life look like now is what I wonder.
Okay. Okay. So a day in my life is definitely a lot of creating content, a lot of practicing still, because I mean, I'm always wanting to grow in my dance. I don't think I've even gotten to the point where I want to be. And so even though, I mean, I am teaching, I'm sharing what I do know and what I've learned for the past 5 years, I still want to continue to grow myself, because I just think you can always improve more. And then I talk to a lot of brands daily. So like doing emails back and forth, collaborating with my friends or other dancers. And then I would say I don't necessarily have like a Monday to Friday job. I think every day I'm doing something for it. Sometimes I have to force myself to take a break. So when I went to New Jersey on Sunday, I was like, I'm just going to relax. I'm going to sit by the pool and that's it.
Right.
Because otherwise you just find yourself, you could always do stuff for it, you know?
Yeah. That's the interesting part about content creation and social media. I think a lot of people not glamorize it, but they want to do this full time. But to your point, it does become like you could do it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You have to like force yourself to stop, especially because you love it so much. So it's like fun for you, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'll get energy at like midnight and I just start like working on things. And I'm like, I should probably be going to bed.
Right. That's okay though, but that's I mean,
Yeah,
it's
it's
exciting. Could you ever have dreamed that you would be doing this, right?
no, I'm still in disbelief. People ask me all the time, and I'm like, I have no idea how any of this happened. It was
Mhm.
not planned. It kind of just, I don't know, all of the stars aligned where this was like the path that my life was meant to go on. And who knows where it will continue to go, like moving on past this. But I'm really, really happy and grateful
Mhm.
that this has
That's amazing.
fallen into place like this.
Yeah, and
Well, I
yeah.
know when you say who knows, I
Yeah.
know. I know, and you are always full of energy, so I'm not very surprised you get it at midnight. And one of the things I love about you is you're always smiling and not radiates to other people. And
Thank
it's
you.
it's it's amazing how lives can just change, but in the end of the day, it's all about hard work. If you didn't put all those hours, none of this would have happened. So it's
Yep.
just you. But talk to us about community, because when it's all started, and I was there, so I remember, right? It was
Yeah.
kind of a completely different story. Even as you say, you would go to YouTube and there would be some videos of some girls from LA, but the community was nowhere near. And then it started growing, and I remember having a conversation with my team, and I was like, I don't use influencers. I think it's just counterproductive. It's a waste. So I told
Mhm.
them, hey, instead of using any of the budgets on the influencers, why don't we invite Elena? Why don't we invite some shuffling friends? Because it seems like they're building a community that's a part of our community. It's like a sub community. And
Mhm.
so the more people are shuffling and enjoying it, the better for everyone. Everybody wins. But now I feel like it's no longer a community of a community. It's its own. It's grown so much that we were doing this shuffling contest just to see, and I went to this rabbit hole of just clicking one girl's video, and then there was a guy with her, so I click him, and then like it was like 6 hours later, I'm still clicking because it's like never ending. How big has that community become? And be honest with us, like what role do you play in there? Because like obviously you are leading things, which is great, and
Mhm.
and you have such great intentions that you are the right person to be in that place. Where
Mhm.
do you see all of this going? Like how big can it get?
I feel like it's all like almost just starting. I mean, every day I'm seeing more and more people kind of join this community. And I mean, now we have like a whole bunch of people repping the West Coast. And then, now that I've come back here, I just want to get more and more people together here. I mean, we already have so many people in like the tri state area already.
Mhm.
But now it's just like getting all of us together and doing more things together. Um, there's also people overseas, which is so crazy. I mean, when I went to Germany, I guess it was a couple of years ago, two of the girls like traveled to where we are, and they live in Germany, and they're also doing it. There's this girl, Arena, who lives in, I believe it's Switzerland. She's doing classes out there even. So I feel like it's continuing to compound on
It's
each other.
extremely
Mhm.
international. You're absolutely
Yes.
right,
Yeah.
and that's another thing I've found out with that contest is, Russia, Australia, you name it, they have it, and
Yep.
Mhm.
and I'm looking at these people dance, and I gotta tell you, they're like top line. So it
Yep.
seems like they're still early adopters. So can you imagine, as you said now, like it's just in early stages. It is in early stages.
Mhm.
Like
Mhm.
I see this going to massive like level of competition where it's like world championships at like Madison Square Garden kind of levels,
Mhm.
because I
Totally.
think that's how big that audience becomes. And
Well,
then
yeah.
go ahead.
Mhm.
Oh, well, because I think about it like I know in Miami, the B-boys down there will do these uh like competitions. They're all friendly though. They're all friends, but they'll compete back and forth. And so I know people have brought up before, like saying like shuffling, cutting shapes will probably come to that level where so many people are doing it. Like they want to like see people battle, or who knows, maybe it'll end up on World of Dance one of these days and just continue to get more and more recognized as like a dance form. So I think that's probably the level it'll continue to grow to, because it started more underground, I feel.
Totally, it did start underground. You know, if it wasn't mainstream, it's basically underground by default. I am surprised that still there isn't a pretty major retreat type of like a festival where all the shufflers can fly in and just like almost like a conference slash festival, meet, greet, make friends, make content, listen to each other, and you know, that's gonna come too.
Oh
That's
yeah.
that's exciting. How does it feel to be at like realm of this? What are your what is your vision? Not plans, right? Forget plans, but what do you see? If, what do you see in a couple of years for you?
Honestly, I don't even know. I'm always trying to figure out like what direction I'm trying to go in with this. I flow a lot, where I always like things will come to me and then I'm like, okay, this is where my life needs to shift into, or pay more attention to this. So my boyfriend's always telling me to try and plan a little bit more, because I'm always very flowy and I just see what life is gonna like do. But I really just want to continue to see the dance probably just continue to grow. I mean, I've definitely thought about the idea, like you're saying, doing like some type of, even if it was like a full weekend where you rent out like the expos, even like the fitness expos, where you can go and you can like collaborate and meet so many different people that are also into that same thing. I definitely think we are all capable. I mean, there's so many people that are into this. We could all like be our own vendors and just like go show up and then get our favorite brands to come and also sponsor it with us and make it a whole thing. So I think it's definitely a possibility that I could see it getting there.
Yeah, totally. I
So
mean,
cool.
like the booth would be packed with all the apparel and accessory and just sponsors and probably agents at this point looking for talent and you know, all kind of stuff.
Yep.
It's so cool. I don't know. I'm curious about like the smaller like things you can do as well, because like you said, you were doing in-person classes as well, and that's something that I saw right before the pandemic, but then you also saw people doing at-home shuffling classes as well, which seemed to be doing really well for people. So could you see yourself still continuing to do that in person?
Yes. So I'm actually locking in the dates for next Thursday and next Sunday to do in-person classes in New York City again at
Yay.
Energy. So that is coming back. And also I'll continue to also do online, because then you're also able to just reach more people overseas. And then also I'm soon this month putting out like pretty much like a pre-recorded course where people can learn moves on their own time in case they just need like further explanation on how to do it, or they took my class and they just need to go back and refresh on the move. So all of that, I definitely want to continue to teach and just share what I know with other people, because I definitely think that's one thing. When I started learning, it would have been cool to have some more people that I could go and learn from.
I think also now with this, you know, power of being in front of people who will listen to you, you can start integrating things that are important to you or important for the people. For example, you know, a lot of people definitely need help understanding how to eat cleaner or what to do better for their bodies and health. You know, and you know, sustainability and things like this. Like now you have the power to really, you have a platform now, you know, that's the honest truth. And whether you want to start, you know, creating products or doing events or whatever, you know that I'm here for you. We're here for you to support, but you can do it. You're already in that position. And you know, I also plan nothing. I've never planned anything in my life, just so you know. So
Great. I feel better now.
As LPG Obi says, the universe will provide, and I totally agree. So you know, just as long as you love what you're doing, you have the right intentions, and then like you're full of energy doing it, there's no way it's not gonna work out.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
So you mentioned Blau before, because I know you guys, I think when I was I'm pretty sure in the shuffling class, you FaceTimed him. I think that
Yeah.
happened. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So do you have any other like highlights of people you've worked with, brands, or any partnerships or moments that you were like, wow, I can't believe this is happening?
I think more now. I mean, I can't wait to work with more artists again soon and just be able to like see them in person. I feel like with this whole year not being able to like go to shows or connect with them,
Mm-hmm.
like actually in person, it's been tough, but I'm really glad that's going to come back because I mean, being able to work with Blau was literally unreal. I remember like listening to like his third Blau house ever when like, I don't know, I was like
Mm-hmm.
how old, like 17, 18. And then to be able to like hang with him. And I even went to like Las Vegas and spent a week with him and his girlfriend. I was like, pinch me, like this, is this a real thing?
Right.
But I think right now more is like there's certain brands that will recognize me and I'm just like, how do they know who I am? Like I like Free People, which I'm such a huge fan of. I buy their stuff all the time. This past December, they reached out and they like noticed me and I was freaking out. I was like, I don't even know how to email them back right now because I'm just so excited.
That's
I
so
want to
cool.
say the right thing, but you kind of like fangirl,
Mhm.
a little bit. So it's more stuff like that. I'm trying to think of any other like things that just, I mean, there's so many.
Have you done in person too? Because we haven't chatted about festivals and things like that. Obviously, that's like a part of your life as well. So yeah,
Yeah.
any fun festival memories for you?
Well, I would say
No,
this also had to do with Blau.
Yeah.
um, when he came to EZU, what year was that? Like what
I'm
was it
so bad with
2019?
dates. Elena.
It
Probably.
was, I think it was, or maybe 2018, somewhere around there. He was playing EZU, and he said that I could go on and dance on the stage, and there were like so many crowds of. There were so many people in front. That was a highlight. That also made me think of when Marshmallow was just getting big. He was
Mhm.
playing on the main stage, and I remember his manager Mo was like, "Yo, at any point, like you hear a song that you could dance to, just go run up there and dance." And I was also like, "Okay."
Oh my God. Yeah, no pressure.
No pressure. Like, don't mess up, Elena.
Wow, that's so cool though. Any shows planned for this year so far?
Well, festival wise, I'm
Yeah.
definitely going to 3 Points and EDC Orlando. Also, EZU. I think we're waiting for updates or something on EZU, but
Mhm.
if it's happening, I'm coming.
Awesome. Those are good
I
ones.
will be there.
Yeah. That's so cool. And would you ever do like in person and things like that when you go to these events? Obviously, like you have a very big following. So are you still able to either do like meetups with people or just jump in shuffle circles, or yeah, how does that all work?
Yeah, totally. I mean, anytime I'm walking around the crowd, people will definitely come up. Or if there are shuffle circles, I have a bunch of friends in the community, so they'll text me and be like, "We're here," and I'll just go hang out with everyone. There have been some really awesome times, like going to Electric Forest and running into fans that have now turned into like my friends.
Mm-hmm.
It's really awesome. There's actually so many people, even people that came to my shuffle classes where now we're friends or like best friends.
Right.
So it's,
That's so
I don't
nice.
know, it makes me really happy.
There's something just so special about like the in-person connection, which I'm sure you've missed this whole past year with not having classes and things like that. But
Yeah.
I see so much of this expanding. I think the online courses is going to be amazing because there's a lot of people looking to learn, and the short form content is great, but even me trying to learn sometimes, like some of that long form where you can actually break everything down will be amazing. And I could totally see
Yeah.
shuffling being in like gyms one day. It's a workout. Like in your class, I was sweating my ass off. So I could see that being like expanding and eventually being on like a bigger scale as far as like being in every city.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
It's
Yeah. I know
exciting.
a lot of people that would come to my class, some are there to really, perfect or learn the dance. And then there's others that come and they just want the workout. I remember this one girl that came in and was like, I burned 700 calories in your class. Like, it's such a good workout. I don't even go to the gym. I just dance.
I can imagine. Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Of course, they're coming to like mow the lawn right now outside my window. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but any advice, like people who, like you said, are just getting into it. People are just starting now. There's a whole new generation of people who wanted to go to events probably for the first time in 2020, weren't able to. So now 2021 and 2022 are going to be like their first festivals and events. So they're just starting their shuffling journey. Any
Mhm.
advice or words of encouragement for somebody who wants to like do what you're doing?
Okay, well, one, don't give up. I think that's the biggest thing because I mean, even still today, you get into low points and you start to doubt yourself. Um, just, I guess the piece of advice is just know that's just in the moment, the doubting, recognize what it's coming from, and then wake up the next day and start fresh. My mom always gives me this thing at night after a long day, like wipe your chalkboard off so then you can start fresh in the morning and start over and start new. Um, so I definitely think don't give up. Make sure you actually love whatever it is you're doing, whether it's shuffling, cutting shapes, whether it's something else that you can also turn into an online, anything like on social media. Make sure you actually love it and have good intentions in it, because I always think good things come to those with good intentions. Don't just do it for fame or whatever it is. I mean, you can, but it's always better if you're actually, your whole heart is in it. Because no one wants to do something they don't love. Otherwise, you could just go work for somebody else. You know what I mean?
Out so quickly.
Yeah,
too.
Exactly. It's just not going to be long lasting. And I think that's the whole thing in this. Trying to think what else would be like some advice. I don't know.
Anybody, like if they're not a
keep
dancer too.
practicing.
Yeah, exactly. Because
Always
Literally,
be
like,
yourself. Unless you
Yeah.
can be a Madonna, then be a Madonna.
Exactly. It takes a lot of practice. Even if it's just for like 10-15 minutes a day, just putting that time each day into whatever it is you want to like learn and grow into, it really adds up. So just giving your time and attention to that will really help you go a long way as well.
Totally. Yeah. And I mean, you mentioned that that journey started in about, 2015, which was 6 years ago now too. I think anybody listening, it's like, it's going to be a long journey. And even if you think to yourself, oh my God, it won't happen for 5 years, like you can't think about it because time goes so fast, right? I'm sure those 6 years just flew by for you.
Blown by. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm going to be 28 in September. How did all this time go by already?
Yeah, exactly. So start now. Like if you're thinking about it, start. Yeah.
Yeah. And totally with you on like, don't look too far down the line where you're like, oh man, it's going to take me 5 years, 6 years to get there. Just like be in the moment, take each day as it comes. And like, it's more about the journey than the destination, you know? I mean, I'm always working towards things, but on any days that I don't have as much stuff to do, I'm like, this wouldn't be as enjoyable if I didn't have this journey leading up to whatever I'm trying to achieve, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, listen, it's inspiring, right? A lot of people, especially with pandemic, went through a really difficult time, stayed home. There's a lot of people that are depressed. This is the type of activity that gets people in a much better mood. And so the more of you, the better, because more others will kind of follow. And, you will always have an opportunity to continue leading this community, or you'll be able to leave knowing that you've made a big change. And that's something that will forever stay with you. And that's very inspiring on its own. It's not just
Thank you.
dancing, you're getting others to you.
Yeah, I've had a fair amount of friends come up to me and just tell me how much this has helped with their mental health when they've been going through really tough times. When they found shuffling or cutting shapes, it totally turned their life around mentally. And I'm so with them on that. Dancing, it just makes you happy inside. Like you just can't help but smile,
I promise you, if you'll give me like 20 minutes beforehand and show one move, I'll actually do it with you this year.
Yeah.
You always ask me and I'm like, yeah, I embarrassed myself enough. Maybe I can skip
Take a shot of tequila and then just get it going.
I like that. I'll do a shot of tequila with you and then we'll do it together.
Yeah. That is perfect. No, it's such a pleasure chatting with you. And yeah, any fun summer plans now that you've moved to the city?
Well, I actually, now that I'm back in the city, but in August, I just booked my ticket to go to Barcelona. So I'm gonna go to
Wow.
Barcelona for 2 weeks. So that's
That is
my fun summer
amazing.
plan.
Sounds great. Make sure
Aside
to
from going to shows, I'm going to Chris Lake.
make
Nice.
sure to call me before you go, so we'll link you with our Barcelona family so that they can host you a little bit there too.
Okay, deal. I'm there. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, it was so, so nice speaking with you. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be super encouraged and motivated by this conversation. And we're I can't wait to see what you do next. It's amazing following you. And
Thank you.
yeah, I hope to see you at a festival or show in the city.
Yes, I will see you guys very soon. I'm gonna be at Brooklyn Mirage a lot. MJ, you're gonna see me. Are you in up in New York?
Yeah, I'm back and forth, but I'm there.
Okay. All
So,
right. I'm gonna have to come find you.
I'm easy to find.
Yes.
I'm at the
And
bar with tequila shots.
yes. And I'll come find you too, Emma. We'll
Awesome.
dance.
Hell yes. Thank you so much. It was so great
Thank you
chatting with
so
you.
much, guys.
We love you.
Love you guys.
Bye. Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.
Alrighty, you guys. We hope you enjoyed that interview with Elena. She is exactly who she seems to be online as she is in person, and we're really, really excited for all of her growth and success. I think she totally deserves it, and I can't wait to see what she does next. Right?
I don't know. I think she just inspired me. If I wasn't that clumsy, I'd get up right now and just shuffle dance in front of all of you. But yeah, no, she's definitely inspiring. And, I want all my friends and family and our community to continue supporting her because she does this for the right reasons. She does this for not for her sake, she's got good intentions and people like that are good.
100%. Yep. And it's amazing. The fact that she didn't dance, I 100% thought she had a dance background.
I
Nope.
was shocked. I was waiting for the story. When I was 4 years old and my mom wanted me to be a ballerina, or like I was, the dancer in school. The what do you call it?
Mhm.
The kill me. It was the sports
I don't
cheerleader.
know.
I was a
Cheerleader. Yeah.
I knew all the moves, so this came natural to me. I was not expecting. I've never danced before. That was a shocker. And wow, what a talent, right?
Yeah. If you watch her, yes, always has a smile. Just her energy just comes through the screen, but she flows so easily. You would never guess. And I think it's a true testament, obviously, to the practicing. She did it every day, working really hard, and just kind of, like she said, going with the flow, knowing that this is kind of the path that was meant for her. So, you guys, if it's possible for one person, it's possible for you. So,
Exactly.
I
I'm
hope you
gonna
start
shuffle
dancing.
like right now. I'm about to go and just do it.
Okay, we need to see this. I'm just starting a new page. But no, but it's so cool. Please support her. Go give her a follow, show her some love. And again, yeah, guys, let us know what you think about these episodes, these guests. We want to hear your feedback and we want to know who you guys want to see come up. So yeah,
So listen, we've brought on some great artists that are going through
Mhm.
major breakthrough. We've brought in some legendary experts from the industry, festival organizers, dancers, business people, security people. You tell us.
Mhm.
I mean, at this point, you should have a good idea of what's more valuable to you. Unless you say something, we're going to continue mixing. That's kind of the vision. But if there's something particularly sticks out or the episodes that you enjoyed more than others, tell us because we can optimize our guest list and start inviting people that matter more to you because we do this for you. Please give us a follow on Festival Insider on social media. You can find me, the one and only on Instagram. You can find Emma many
Emma
ways.
Capotes. Yeah.
And
Yep.
we want to keep this going for you guys now that everything is opening back up. We couldn't be more happier. You will find us at live events. We can meet each other. If you see us, please stop by, say hi, have a shot of 1942 if you're 21 and over. And let's grow this community.
100%. Yep. Thank you guys so much for watching, supporting. And everything will be linked in the show notes if you want to connect with us. But we will see you next Tuesday with a new episode.
We are grateful for this.
Yes.
See you guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Hey Insiders, thanks for watching this video. If you're new here, please consider subscribing to our channel or feel free to check out our recommended videos. Thanks for watching.